Okay, everyone, I want to welcome to janjanEnglish, where English class is anywhere and anytime you want it. Today, we're going to practice the simple present tense. We use the simple present tense when we talk about things that are regular, things that are normal, things that are true in the life. It does not have to be exactly the same time. It has to be something that is normal in your life. For example, I drink coffee. That's true. That's normal and that's regular in my life. I teach English. That's true. That's regular. That's normal in my life. Every day I do that. Sometimes, though, I go on vacation, but it's still true that I teach English. So it does not have to be every day. It does not have to be every week, but it has to be regular. It could be every hour, every day, every week, every month, every 5 years. It doesn't matter how often. It matters that it's regular. And so that's the most important part for the present tense. Things that are regular. Let's use the prompt, and the prompt will help us write our sentences. Before we studied shop, today let's use the word practice. Practice. And what do you think we practice? I think we practice English. And please remember, English is spelled with a capital E. All right, simple present tense. I practice English. Let me make that clearer. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I practice, Practice. I practice English. Present tense. And the verb is practice. It does not change. Next person is you. And you can be one person or it can be many people. It does not matter. One or many. You one or you all. Okay? So, you, what do? You practice English. And the verb does not change. I practice, you practice. Next person is we. We practice English. We practice English. I practice, you practice, we practice. There is no change on the verb. So present tense in English, not so difficult. I practice, you practice, we practice, they practice English. And it's a no change. No change. I practice, you practice, we practice, they practice. Okay, let's keep going. He is the next person. He practice. No, this is where it changes in the simple present tense. He practices. The simple present he, you have to add s. Okay? He practices what? Cooking? Nope. English. He practices English. Next person is she. She what? She practice? No. She practices. The simple present, you add the S to he and she. He and she, you add the S. There you have it. English, capital E-N-G-L-I-S-H. Last person or last thing, maybe it's an animal. Let's see. Maybe this cat wants to learn English. It could be a thing or an animal. But sometimes, usually, Americans talk about their cats and dogs as he and she. But for today's practice, we're going to call it it. Okay? So it. What do you think the verb is going to be? Practice or practices? Well, I think it's going to be practices. C-E-S. Practices. What? English. Okay? He practices. She practices. It practices. He, she, and it in the present tense get the letter S on the verb. Okay? So I want you to remember that. So let's review quickly. Simple present tense is I practice English. Okay? You practice English. We practice English. They practice English. He practices English. She practices English. It practices English. And that's the simple present tense. You only change the verb with he, she, and it. And all you do is add an S. So simple present tense in English, easy. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me today at janjanEnglish, where English class is anywhere and anytime you want it. Thanks. Bye.